Just talk about how seeds over time have adapted to wind dispersal. Yeah, and that seed dispersal has actually gone down, so they're not as buoyant as they used to be. And animal dispersal has stayed consistent. And animal dispersal has actually increased as well, and seed dispersal has gone down. So you can talk about how seeds have adapted alongside, either have become lighter or have adapted alongside animals. And seed dispersal has, as habitats have established, um, seed dispersal becomes less viable. Um, Algae density, empathy, acorn barnacle shells added. Okay. Okay, so this graph shows basically algae density changing from 1985 to 1986. The brown line's the control. The succession. Basically with both. Okay, so algae to decrease. Additional acorn barnacle shells cause algae to increase. This shows acorn algae growth by providing substrate. I'm trying to think. What do you? Okay, and intertidal communities. Okay, so this graph basically shows the benefits of substrate and algal growth. Basically, with the acorn shells, the acorn barnacles. It allowed provide more air substrate for algae to grow on. Yes, exactly. And the little brown barnacles had no effect on it, really. Had minimal effects on it. Um, she usually likes this one. Um, she usually has the leaf on there, just showing CO2 production in the light and the dark. Yeah. So when there's light, there's CO2 reabsorption, whereas in the dark, there's none. Yeah. So yeah, so exactly. So your CO2 readings will be higher in the dark chamber than the light. For this graph, mean annual precipitation, net primary productivity. So basically it shows that plants like about 2 to 3 meters of rain and don't do well with 0 and don't do well with 8. Don't flood your plants is the moral of the story. Yeah, so like 2 to 3 is the goal. Yeah, we just talk about that. So primary productivity does best around 2 to 3 meters of rain. And you just talk about how the graph has a bell curve that is shifted to the left. Oh yeah, know the cycles. Oh yeah, she loves the nitrogen cycle. That's her favorite. Yeah, just write this entire thing down. The whole thing, recreate that diagram. I was just trying to zoom in. It did not do what I wanted. This is not what I signed up for. Okay, so this is decomposition, and that is leaf mass remaining. Okay, that's just decomposition curves. So it just shows that the trumpet tree has a lower rate of decomposition than everything else. The next one would be the Igna tree, the Kapok tree, and the Brazilian fire tree. And if I remember correctly, this had to do with lignin. Yeah, so the trumpet tree has higher concentrations of lignin, slowing down its decomposition. Where the Brazilian fire tree has higher lignin. I don't have the textbook with me. I left it at the school. So I basically just, if you can write down the figure description for all of these, that's half your points right there. Yeah. Yeah. And I was trying to help Leo with the essay questions. He's Albanian. Barely. I think so. Some sort of like a medical facility, like a doctor's office, I think. Yeah. He's doing great on the multiple choice, but he's not doing too great on the essays. Oh, good job. Let's see. Redonda, Saba, Monstrata, Puerto Rico, Jamaica, Cuba. Okay, this is the island size and number of species. Big Island holds more animals. Yeah. Number of species on a logarithmic scale. Yes. The larger the island, the more things you can have on it. Yeah. Then you could just talk about how habitat area and stuff like that. Nope. None from 23. That was the last one. You're done. Yeah. You're welcome.